I made my twin flame video yesterday with the cards, and then I turned around and I had more information come up, more clarity. As I get downloads of information, I try to share. Sorry, this is like one of my favorite spots out here, and it's not too far from my house. I haven't really done too much today. I did get up and make my all signs reading video this morning. Got out and did some shipping my products, and I decided I would come out here because this literally is like one of my favorite spots to hang out at. It's just so peaceful. You know, sometimes when I need a break from energy, I come out here, you know, because I still pick up on energy. I don't have the gift of sight or hearing. I have the gift of feeling energy. I mean, although this year I have been developing the gift of sight. Sorry if it's windy out here. It's a little windy. It's going to storm here where I live at real soon. But for the most part, the energies that I pick up on out here are like it's peaceful and tranquil, and you know, not a lot of lower energies, because when you die, when you return to source, you return to that source love energy. So you're automatically back. It's like a reset button, you know, it's pushed and you're automatically back in higher vibrations. And so that's the reason why, you know, when people talk about ghosts or whatnot, they really can't hurt you. They really can't, for the simple fact that, like I said, once they return to source energy, you know, that reset button is pushed and they're automatically, you know, love energy again. What's this, a guitar? I've been out here a whole bunch of times. I have never seen this. I'm sorry. I intend to get to the twin flame messages, but this is just really interesting. Wow, and a sweet tea. Wow, it's amazing. The things that people leave out here. I just noticed that. I'm surprised it's still out here. Like somebody didn't steal it or nothing. I guess maybe that's why it's broken. Like back here, I don't know much about guitars, but I imagine looks like it's still good. It still plays. Okay, so twin flame messages. That's what I'm here to do. I had talked yesterday in my cards reading, about the fact that when we have soul recognition with our twin flame. Okay, so here we are minding our own business. And understand, if you're watching this video, you are the push energy. The other energy is almost always just out doing their own thing. They're not out here seeking answers like we are, because we're the one that really feel that really strong obsession, and where we're just really drawn to them, you know, that thirst or whatnot. And so we go seeking answers or whatnot. They aren't. They're off living their life, usually, you know, addictions, other people, whatever else. Because when we push onto them, they have to pull away, and they have to do anything, satisfy their addiction anywhere other than with us. They are our addiction. They are our Jones, our drug of choice. But when we meet, we have that soul recognition. And understand, I said in my video that I made yesterday, that they have always known about us, and they have always been looking for us. That's the reason why most of our divine masculines really seem like whore dogs. They really do. They really, a lot of times they seem like whore dogs. And the reason why is because they knew that we were out there and they've been searching for us. So then we're like, okay, well, now that they found us, what the hell now? Well, they automatically know what to do. And so all this triggering begins. All of a sudden they turn into like this narcissistic asshole, you know, from like our dream guy. And, you know, you could be a man watching this, and this could be, you know, your feminine, who is, you know, almost always in their masculine energy, always. So they turn into this narcissistic asshole. The reason why is because they have known about us, known about this connection. That is the gift that they have. So they have to do these things to wake Sleeping Beauty up, to help Sleeping Beauty restore to what she is supposed to be, her authentic self. But the information that I actually channeled, and this is going to trigger some people, okay? I'm telling you, it's going to trigger some people. But I'm all right with that. So I might get some angry thumbs up, I don't know. You meet the twin flame, you have that soul recognition. You know, you're in that honeymoon period and everything is amazing, and it's very short-lived before all the triggering and all the fears and everything come into play. Think back to the time when all that triggering and stuff started happening. It happened after activation. After your core wound was activated, your energies were activated. And then you started to go on this journey where you started, your gifts started awakening, or you started awakening to your gifts. Your gifts were already there. If this hasn't happened, it will happen. That was the Kundalini awakening. And that can only be activated through a sexual experience with the physical form of the twin flame. Only through a sexual experience. That is how it gets activated. So, if you have met the physical form of your twin flame, had soul recognition, and you have never had that sexual experience with them, then you have not been activated. And you need to really look at the fact that, I will never tell somebody who is or is not their twin flame. But that activation has to happen. That core wound has to be activated. And I have been talking about the core wound for 2 weeks. The core wound is something that you have gotten and you have obtained and been conditioned to normally through childhood. Because most of us who are actually on a twin flame journey had a very rough childhood, a very rough existence. But this is what we all signed up to do. We all signed up to do this. And everyone is and has a twin flame, but everyone is not on a twin flame journey. Okay, so, maybe you have someone who you imagine, this is your physical form of your twin flame, and that's all right. But understand, until you've had that sexual experience with them, you are not activated. It takes that in order to activate your DNA, your memories, to be able to allow your soul family to come in, to be able to trigger that, to activate that core wound. And that's the reason why the twin flame connection is so painful, because there's a core wound involved, and it is the other part of your soul. And you have to neutralize that energy between the two of you, because once that gets activated and you start experiencing these cycles, and it'll be one cycle after another, and these cycles are all in response to this energy being activated. And like I said, the information that I have channeled is that this gets activated with that Kundalini awakening, with that sexual experience with the twin flame. I know on this journey, because, oh look, it's a baseball. Sorry, I'm getting a little off the track. It's just amazing all the things people leave at graves. Me and my twin flame, we live in different states. And so we always see each other every few months. And we get together, and it's like we activate each other even more, because there's a whole lot of triggering after we've spent time together. In fact, normally, 9 times out of 10, all of the visits that we've had, all of the trips we've taken to the beach or whatnot, we always end up not speaking for several months afterwards. It's like we get triggered, and we have to kind of go our separate ways again for a while, and then we find our way back. And I understand every journey is different. Everybody's journey is different, because you write this. You plan this together before you even come here, before you even incarnate here. You and your soul family. And so everything is happening just like it's supposed to happen. So everyone's journey is different, but the truth of it, it's like the outline of it is always the same. So twin flame truths, ancient knowledge about twin flames, and understand ancient civilizations knew about twin flames. This has been going on for a long time. And so this is ancient knowledge that I have been able to really tap into with my own soul memories. And this I actually channeled from my own soul with my divine partner. And this came up, you know, with as far as the sexual activation. And so I know I have met a lot of people on this journey who have been like, I have not met the physical form of my twin flame yet, but I'm on a twin flame journey. Well, you may be spiritually awakening, because understand, when you first meet your twin flame, when you have, and you're not meeting because you've been with them this whole time, but when you have that soul recognition where you recognize your soul in another physical body, this is the beginning of your ascension. This is when your ascension begins. And you'll notice that maybe even like prior to having that soul recognition, that you were sort of being prepared and prepped for it. And it could have even have been a traumatic event. I know 2 years before I met him in the physical form, my mother died. And she and I had a very codependent relationship. We were very enmeshed with each other. And it was very traumatic for me, because I literally felt like in July of 2014, that umbilical cord was finally cut. And I was finally free. And I really feel like that kind of got me in the mindset of being prepared to have that soul recognition, because 2 years later, I met him almost to the day, you know, maybe give or take a month. So kind of look back at what was happening prior to meeting your twin flame in physical form. So to say that you are on a twin flame journey, but yet you have not met the physical form of your twin flame, I'm not sure how that's possible. You may be aware of the fact that everyone has a twin flame and everyone is a twin flame. And you might be preparing to meet your twin flame, but you're not actually on a journey yet, because you have to be activated. This is all about energy. This whole journey is all about energy. This is not a romance. Think quantum physics. Think energy balancing. And you cannot do that without the other part. So all I can say is continue to meditate. Start a meditative practice. Really be open. You know, stop getting your spiritual information from memes. I'm just saying it, from Google. Because not all of it's accurate. I mean, I had to unlearn a lot of bullshit that I saw starting off on this journey. And I know the last time I said, stop getting your spiritual information from Google, I had somebody say, or from the internet, I had somebody say, well, you're on the internet. You know what? I want you to only take what resonates. If my messages don't resonate, then you're not there yet. Or you're not ready to hear what I have to say. And like I said, every journey is different. But the main things, the main frame, the outline, the spiritual truths, the laws beneath it are always going to be the same. And so this is something, like I said, that I did channel. And I have been channeling lots of information lately, and this is something that I did want to share. I wanted to do it without the cards. And I really feel like right now a theme is soul family coming in and helping out. The other message that I received was, if you watched yesterday's video, if you didn't, go back and watch it. That way this makes sense. The reason why your soul will magnetize in a soulmate who is a very, very close resonance to the physical form of the twin flame. I'm talking about, it's such a resonance and so similar. I'm hearing thunder, so I'm gonna start walking towards my car. The reason why it's so close in vibration to the physical form of your twin flame and why your soul magnetizes them in. At first I thought, well, why would, yeah, it's raining, let me hurry. Why would this happen? You know, here I'm preparing to be in physical union with my twin flame. So why do you almost always magnetize in a soulmate at this point in the journey? It's a test. Okay, so remember, you know, you met the physical form of your twin flame. It was amazing. And then all that triggering and all those fears started. So now, what better way for these things to play out than with a soulmate? Okay, it's almost like a fresh start. Let's do this again without the triggering, without the fears. It's like a practice. It's like a test. You know, and like I said, sometimes you have to learn something from a soulmate, and that's perfect too. You know, maybe you prefer to be with a soulmate because you don't have to do all that balancing and keeping all that balance going, and I would say worrying, because you really have to get to the point that you don't worry. But you know, there's a lot of worry for a while. I still have worry, you know, where you just worry, you know, am I doing this right? Am I on the right path? You know, all of that. You know, one of the biggest blocks on this journey is fear that you're going to mess things up, which you cannot do. You cannot mess things up. And especially after, excuse my banged up car, my messy car. I'm going to stand here for just a minute. But especially if you're doing this for you. If you reset your intention to where you're doing this for self-discovery, soul expansion, so that you feel better, so that you can feel good without the physical form of your twin flame, because that's what they want for you. That's what they're showing you. That's the point they're trying to get you to, so you can step into your power, be the divine being that you are, and not be so dependent on them. That's what they want for you. So look at it like that. And like I said, I really feel like this soulmate thing, which almost always happens, you almost always magnetize in that soulmate. And you know, when I used to hear that, it used to trigger me. And you know what? This was the other thing that came up. I think the reason, have you ever heard, and I've talked about this before, I have said that a lot of the twin flame information, I got to get in my car because it's raining. So please excuse my messy car. I practically live in here. Oh, shit. I said yesterday that, move the door open a little bit, I had to unlearn a lot of the things that I had heard on this twin flame journey, because not all of it was true, but I did find a grain of truth in all of it that I had to expand on. Plus I was able to really see why people came to those conclusions. Just like false twin flames. You know, you hear people all the time talk about false twin flames. And I believe that that has to do with this soulmate that you magnetize in towards the end. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, well, yeah, that other person was my false twin flame. I've met my real twin flame now. And they're perfect. And then they go lollygagging around, you know, and they're like celebrity twin flame couples, and they're doing twin flame videos together and stuff. And remember I said that that's not how this connection works? Because you never talk about it in the 3D. You never discuss with the physical form of the twin flame what's going on. It's like you both know, but you know in the 5D. I mean, it's so crazy, I can't really explain it. So when you see these celebrity twin flame couples, be very wary of that, because that's not how it works. If you can follow me, that's not how it works. But I can see how when you meet this new soulmate, And they really resemble the original, you know, form of the twin flame when you first met, before they became the narcissistic asshole, because they were trying to teach you and lead you and guide you and wake you up. I can see how you would think that the twin flame is a false twin flame and that this person here is the true twin flame. But really all you have, and I'm saying all you have because it's still beautiful, but you have this soulmate who is a very close soul resonance, that you have, you know, a really nice, really comfortable 3D relationship with. And that's all right, because the twin flame connection is really tough, because you have to stay balanced and it's not monogamous, and you know, you're always having to simulate realities and go back into this, you know, time travel machine, so to speak, and have different experiences together and allow each other space and room to grow and not have expectations or conditions. And it's this perfect 5D love. So, you know, that's the other message that has come up for me, that I really feel like this soulmate is like a test. You know, it's almost like a do-over. Okay, let me do this time without the triggering, without the fears, and let me see if I can do it. And you know, you might have to be with a soulmate for a while. You might choose to be with a soulmate. And like I said, that's absolutely perfect as well. Don't judge it. Just, you know, if you can go with the flow. But these are some of the messages that came up for me. I'm going to go upload this video now, and hopefully it does resonate with you. And like I said, if it doesn't, you know, that's fine too, because I do want you to only take what resonates. Because not everybody is ready, and I feel like this, you know, might trigger some people, but that's all right too. Because I deal with the truth, and you know what? I don't have to be popular. I know sometimes the truth is not popular. A lot of times people would much rather listen to videos on YouTube about what their divine partner's doing. The divine masculine is going to leave his karmic soon and come towards you and all this kind of stuff. And you know, that's fine too. I listen to those videos for a whole year, so I understand. I don't take away from those. You know, it's all about baby steps. But if you have found my videos and they do resonate with you, understand there's always a little bit of truth in all the things that you read about twin flames on, you know, the internet. Thank you for watching.